Hello everyone, welcome back to Andrina's Creations, the moment that y'all all been waiting for. I told you guys that I was going to be releasing another new template, and here it is, Activity Kit Backpacks. How cute are these? I'm so excited to teach you how to make them. Don't forget that you got to go purchase my template on Andrina's Creations. And yes guys, so look how beautiful these are. You can do so many stuff with this. The possibilities are endless. These are great for any event, especially now for Valentine's Day, baby showers, any kids party. But okay, let me show you the inside. All right, so as you can see, I added a very cute charm here. I'm also going to be showing you how to make this here in this tutorial. And then once you open it, you have crayons, you have a coloring book with activity sheets, and you have stickers at the end. Okay, same thing with this one. I'm going to be showing you how to make it with 2 pockets, and I'm going to show you how to make it with 1 pocket. Aren't these so cute? Are y'all excited to learn how to make this? All right guys, so let's get started on how to design this, what supplies we're going to need, and all that good stuff. All right guys, stay tuned. Okay, for your supplies, you're going to need, of course, the template on my website, andrinascreations.com, a printer of your choice. I have an EcoTank 16600. You do not need to use that printer. You're going to use any printer of your choice. Of course, a laptop or desktop, and your cutting machines. I highly recommend using a cutting machine, but of course you can cut all this by hand, okay? Next, you're going to need cardstock. It doesn't matter the size cardstock. I highly recommend 12 by 12 cardstock so you can fit more in the cardstock. And you can use 65-pound or 100-pound. I'll be using 100-pound cardstock to cut out the base of the template and the pocket pieces with 100-pound cardstock, okay? I will be printing all my images in white cardstock. I bought this pack from Joann's. You can use any white cardstock of your choice, or you can use glossy paper if that's what you choose. I'm going to be printing out the images of the outside of the backpack in cardstock and the coloring book cover as well with white cardstock. For the inside of my coloring books, I'll be using 32-pound premium color paper, the regular copy paper. This is what I'm going to be using. You do not need to use 32-pound. You can use a regular standard pound, that is the 24-pound paper, but I like the 32-pound because it's a little bit thicker. You do not have to use this brand. You can use any copy paper of your choice. I'll be using sticker paper. Again, the brand as well. You're going to pick a brand that is good for your printer. If you have an inkjet, get inkjet sticker paper. And if you have a laser printer, make sure you get a laser sticker paper. This one is Mr. Labels brand, but I also love online labels. I just don't have none at the moment. So I'll be using the Mr. Label sticker paper. You can find them on Amazon. Adhesive Velcro dots. I got this from Dollar Tree. This is to close the flap of your backpack. You're going to need ribbon for the straps of your backpack. You either could use this is the 3/8 or the 1/4 size. So either 3/8 or 1/4 ribbon. Okay, so it's up to you which size you want to use. 3/4, Lord Jesus, sorry. 3/8 or 1/4, okay? You're going to need a stapler to staple your coloring book. I'll be using a long reach stapler. You don't have to use this one, but I highly recommend this one if you're going to be making coloring books. You can also find this one on Amazon. You're going to need crayons. You can find crayons anywhere. You can find this at your local stores, or if you want, you can go to Amazon and buy already crayons packaged into 4 like these. Okay, so you could either get crayons like this or like these. I'll leave the links down below for these crayons that I get on Amazon. You're going to be needing glue of your choice. I'll be using my own brand glue, Andrina's Creations Craft Glue. You can find this on my website, andrinascreations.com as well. But if you do not want to use this glue, you can use any other glue. Now, these are the main items that you're going to use, but I am also going to show you some optional items if you want to jazz up your template. I'm going to show you some other items that you can use as well. You can use a big bite or a Crop-a-Dile. This is the big one, the big bite, and I think the other one's called Crop-a-Dile. It's the same thing. One is bigger, one is smaller. You can find this at your local craft stores, Amazon, Joann's, Michael's, and stuff like that. So I am going to be using the big bite one to set my eyelets or my grommets. These are eyelets and they come in different colors. And this is from the brand We Are Memory Keepers. So I have a variety pack and these are a whole bunch of different colors. I'll be using the size 3/16. So these are eyelets, but I'll be using grommets today. I'll be using grommets size 3/16. Comes in a pack of different colors. This is the ones I'm going to be using, grommets. If you want to add a charm in front of your backpack, you're going to need your jewelry tools and some jump rings. It doesn't matter the size, but I have this variety pack that I got from Walmart. It comes in size 4, 6, and 8 mm. Okay, but you can also find jump rings on Amazon, and your tools. If you want to embellish your pockets, you can also get some flat back pearls, and this is called a wax pen, so you can grab your flat back pearls. You can find these on, I bought these actually from a lady on Facebook. She has her website. It's called Fabrica Cases. I'll leave the link down below, but you can also get them from Amazon. You can get them from Michael's, Joann's, and stuff like that. But again, I got this from Fabrica Cases, flat back pearls, and your wax pen. I bought this one from Amazon to grab my pearls. Okay, these are all the supplies that you're going to need, and now I am going to show you how to design and bring in your template. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is open up your software. I'll be using Silhouette Studio Business Edition. You do not need to use Business Edition. If you have Basic Edition is free. If you don't have Silhouette Studio at all, I'll leave a link down below on how to download Silhouette Basic Edition for free. And also if you would like to upgrade to Business Edition, don't forget to always check the links down below. Again, you can also do this in Cricut. Now, the first steps that you need to do is go ahead on over to my website, andrinascreations.com. That is where you're going to purchase my template. After you purchase my template, you're going to get a link to download the file. Guys, follow these steps. You go to my website, you're going to purchase the file. After you purchase, you're going to download the link. After you download it, you're going to extract. After you extract it, it's going to automatically be saved into your laptop or desktop or whatever device that you are using. After that, you need to make sure you go into the software that you're going to be using, either Silhouette or Cricut. If you are a Cricut user, you must follow all the steps. Do not double click on the file because it's not going to open like that, okay? Once you are inside of Cricut and you have done all the steps, you're going to click on upload, upload image, browse. You're going to look for the file wherever folder you saved it in. I highly recommend, if you're a person that likes to download a lot of stuff, to do separate files. Once you locate the folder, you're going to click on it. Then you're going to make sure you click on the one that says SVG. Once you click on it, then click on open and your file should open. After that, you're going to wait a couple of seconds, and when it appears, you're going to click on upload. After you click on upload, you're going to select the file again, and you are going to click on add to canvas. After it comes here on the screen, sometimes it might seem so small or big here in your design space. So right there in your zoom out, zoom in, zoom out so you can see the entire template. Move it to the side. And then here I provide the measurements. You must ungroup those words from the template. So you're going to click on the template. You're going to right click and ungroup it. Do not resize the template when everything is attached together. You must ungroup those words. After you ungroup the words, you're going to move those words to the side. You're going to click only on the template, making sure your lock proportions are locked. Up there in the width and the height, you're going to see a lock. Make sure that it's locked. Then you're going to type in the width, 20.874 in width, and automatically your height is going to change to 20.572. After you resize the template, all your pieces on this template is going to be the correct size that I made the template to. So now you are able to delete those words from your design space and just go ahead and right click and ungroup the template and start designing. Here I'm going to show you that when you first download the file from any website, including mine, and when you extract it, you cannot just double click on the file and expect to open. The reason why, because sometimes your template is going to look like a blank document, and I've been getting a lot of emails, my files are not opening correct or the document is blank. You cannot double click on the files, guys. You must repeat the same steps that I told you. You must purchase, download, extract, and go inside of the software that you are using. If not, if you're double clicking the files, it's going to look like a blank document. Okay, now if you are a Silhouette user, you do not need to resize the template. All you need to do is go to File, go to Merge, and locate the folder that you saved your template in. Click on it. You can either click on the SVG or the Silhouette file. Now, if you have Basic Edition, you cannot click on the SVG. You must click in the Silhouette file. If you have Business Edition, you can click either on the SVG or the Silhouette file. Once you bring in your file into Silhouette Studio, you do not need to do no resizing. Everything comes in perfectly when you bring it into Silhouette Studio. The reason why you have to resize it in Cricut is because Cricut brings in the templates a different size. Here in Silhouette, you do not need to do anything at all. You just bring it in, and then all you have to do is you're going to right click and ungroup it and start designing from there. Okay, so don't forget, you do not need to do none of those steps here in Silhouette. All you gotta do is right click and ungroup it. All right, so I'm gonna start telling you what these pieces are. The pink piece is the main base. This is the main base that you're gonna cut out of any color cardstock of your choice. Okay, so that's the pink base. Then the blue pieces are the pieces that you're going to glue on top of the pink base. You can either design it or cut it out of design paper or emboss it. Okay, those are those pieces. This piece right here is the crayon holder. You can add 4 crayons. The light green pieces are 2 different options of pocket. The bigger one is 1 pocket, and if you want to add 2 pockets, those are the smaller pieces. The darker green layers is for you to glue on top of your pocket main base. You can either cut it out or emboss it or design it however you want. Now these 2 white rectangles that I have here, the first white rectangle with the purple is the coloring book cover. And then the other one in the bottom, those are for the coloring pages. I'm going to show you how to use the entire template so you do not get confused. So you don't get confused, one rectangle is bigger than the other. The top white rectangle is bigger than the bottom one because the top one again is for the cover and the bottom one is for the coloring pages. So if you by clicking on them, you can see the measurements of those 2 white rectangles. Now your next step is to start designing. You're going to decide where to get your digital paper and your PNG images. I'll be using Creative Fabrica today. I am affiliated with them as well. Check down below for the affiliate link. I highly recommend this website, but you can find digital images anywhere. You can even get them from Google. I have separate tutorials on showing you how to do all that stuff. So first you got to go purchase your files or get your files and save them to your computer so you can start designing. I will be getting some dinosaur images and some dinosaur digital paper. Again, like I said, from Creative Fabrica, the first month, if you want to subscribe to them, it's going to be only $1 a month. But after you finish that month, it's going to be $19. So I highly recommend it because you can get everything from here for the first month for $1. And then if you want to continue to subscribe, it'll be $19. You do not need to be a subscriber to them. You don't need to be a member at all from them. You can just purchase individually. But I highly recommend because they have billions of images, a whole bunch of digital paper, and more. So if you want to go ahead and check it out, again, like I said, I'll leave the link down below. Whenever you purchase files from anywhere, it's going to be the same steps like I told you at the beginning. You're going to download, extract. Once you extract, it's already saved into your laptop or desktop. And don't forget to make individual folders so you know where it's at. So here I went back to Silhouette. I went to File and Merge, and I'm going to bring in the digital paper and the PNG images that I'm going to be using. I have a separate folder just called Dinosaurs, so that's the folder that I'm going to click on, and then I'm going to bring in everything I want. So by clicking on it, and then you click on OK. Now here I'm going to show you that if you want to go ahead and over to Google and get your own PNG images, all you gotta do is go to Google. I know a lot of people get confused because mine says Microsoft Bing. You can use either or. I like Microsoft Bing, so that's where I'm looking at. I'm just gonna type dinosaur PNG. PNG images mean that they are a transparent background image. So once you click on that, then you're going to click on images. Once you click on images, you're going to select the PNG image that you like. As you can see, once you know it's a PNG image, it's because you see them gray and white rectangles behind it. PNG images, you must save them to your computer. So you're going to right click and save image as, and then you're going to save it to the folder of your choice. Once you save your image, you're going to go back into Silhouette, go to File and Merge, and bring in your PNG images. Every time you see me zooming in and zooming out, I'm using the magnifying things up there that has the plus sign and the minus sign. That is how you zoom in and zoom out. Okay, after you are done bringing in your PNG, if you're using version 4.4, it automatically traces the PNG images for you. So I just removed the outline color by using the outline icon on my right. Now here you are going to start designing. The blue pieces, like I said, are the pieces that are going to go on top of the pink pieces. This middle piece here, I'm not going to use it. That piece that I'm moving there is for the bottom of the backpack. You can use it for the outside, but I'll be using it for the inside. Now make sure that you have all your pieces the correct way that you're going to be gluing it, so your pattern doesn't look upside down. So if you don't know how the pieces goes, I recommend going ahead and cut out the pink piece so you know how they go. But if you look at here on the screen, I'm leaving those blue pieces just like that and putting them where they go. That top piece with the oval corner, it is the flap of the backpack in the front. So as you can see here, I just right clicked it and bring it to the front, and I'm bringing it down right on top of the bottom piece because that is going to look how when you close the backpack. So don't forget to bring in that piece right there on top just by bringing it down. And then go ahead and grab your digital paper that you're going to put in here. You're going to click on your digital paper and right click and send it to the back. So you see your pattern pieces are in the front, or your template pieces are in the front. So you know exactly where you're going to be cropping it in there. Now adjust your digital paper so everything's really flushed in there, or as big as you want or as small as you want. Now the trick here that I'm going to show you is that you want that piece, the two pieces that are together, to align correctly when the backpack is closed. Click on that digital paper, right click and copy. Don't do nothing else, just right click and copy, and you're going to see why next. Now click again on that digital paper and click on each piece except the top flap, the flap that's on top of the other piece, by holding your shift key. So click on the digital paper, hold your shift key, and click on each piece. Okay. When you have all your pieces selected, go to the modify icon. If you don't know the names of your icons, just put your mouse over the right and you're going to see it looks like a rectangle and a circle. Once you click on modify, click on crop. Remember I told you guys to just right click and copy on the digital paper. Now you're going to right click and paste to front. Okay, so once you do that, the digital paper is going to appear again in the front. Now click on the digital paper, right click and send to the back so you can see that other piece that we didn't crop yet. And then you're going to click on the digital paper, click on the blue flap, go to the modify icon and click on crop. Make sure that when you're selecting items, you have the shift key selected. Now you see, because we did that technique, that when we close the backpack, everything's going to align perfectly. That flap that's going to go in the front is going to align perfectly when the backpack is closed. And now you're done. Now your next step is, if you want to put a design in the inside, you're going to right click and duplicate the pieces that you want to glue in the inside. You don't have to do that, but if you do, just click on the parts that you want, right click and duplicate. That extra piece that you see there blue, I am going to glue that piece in the inside. Don't forget to rotate your pieces for the same direction that is going to get glued in the inside. How do you rotate them is you just click on the image and you're going to click on the green button and rotate it, holding your shift key. You are going to repeat the same steps for the inside. You're going to right click and send it to the back, your digital paper. You're going to select all your pieces with the digital paper. Go to your modify icon and click on crop. Now you are going to do the same thing for the pockets. You're either going to choose one pocket or two pockets. For this tutorial, I'm going to do the one with the two pockets. Now you need to make sure that the pieces that are going to go glued on top of your pockets, you do the same thing. You're going to rotate them according how they're going to get glued on your pocket. And of course, you're going to repeat the same steps. You're going to bring in the digital paper. You're going to right click and send it to the back. And then you're going to crop. Also, do not forget that the flap of your pocket, you must put it where it's going to go when you close the pockets. So rotate it and put it right there where it belongs. Again, put your digital paper, send it to the back. Right click and copy the digital paper, and then you're going to crop everything, and then you're going to right click and paste the digital back in the front and then crop the flap. You can design the pockets with a different digital paper, but I'm going to leave mine exactly the same. So I'm just going to select all my pieces, right click and duplicate. Those other green pieces, that's why I provided them, just in case you want to crop a different design in it. But I want both pockets to look exactly the same, okay? So I just right click and duplicated all my pieces. If you want to use the other pocket, that's just one pocket, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to rotate the pieces according to how it's going to get glued on the pocket. Go ahead and crop your digital paper in there, and then you're ready to go. Your next step is to designing the coloring book cover. So remember, the first rectangle is the coloring book cover, and I provided the purple rectangle because that is what you're going to use to design it. Whatever you design has to go on the right of that white rectangle, because the right is the front of the cover and the left is the back of the cover. So now go ahead and get your digital paper that you want to place inside of your purple rectangle. You're going to right click it and send it to the back. You're going to select the digital paper. You're going to hold down your shift key and select the purple purple rectangle, go to your modify icon and click on crop. And now you have that digital paper inside of that purple rectangle. From here, you are going to start designing it however you want. Start grabbing your PNG images and design the front of your coloring cover. To add text to your projects, all you gotta do is click on the A on your left, then A on your right. Select the font that you want to use. Click somewhere on your screen and start typing. Okay, don't forget that you can download free fonts from thefont.com, and also you can get fonts from Creative Fabrica as well. Once you are done typing, you're going to click somewhere else on your screen to get off the edit mode. Then select your font again. Then go ahead and click on the A on your right. I'm going to center my font. And from here, you can also switch your font if you don't like the one you chose. I like the font Grow Bold, so that's what I'm using. Now I want to change the color of it, and I'm going to click on the fill icon that looks like a paint palette. I want the font to match that same blue of the dinosaur, so I'm clicking on the dropper. I'm going to go ahead and, with the dropper selected, go ahead and click inside of the dinosaur so it can change the same color. Now I'm going to change the outline color to no color by clicking on the outline icon and select the no color option. Now I want to add an offset, so I have my font selected. I click on the double star, click on offset, and here I'm playing around with the distance. The double star is the offset icon. You're gonna go ahead on the distance of your choice. Now when you like it, go ahead and change the color of your offset and add as many offsets as you want. You can also color match the offset to the images that you have as there by selecting the dropper and go ahead and click on the image that you want. Add as many offsets of your choice. After you add all the offsets, make sure you group them, because if you don't group them, they're not all together. So if you go ahead and move something to the side, you're going to see this not grouped. So go ahead and group everything together and put it where you want it to go. After you are satisfied how everything looks, make sure you select everything and group the entire image together. Now remember, go ahead and grab your white rectangle and your entire image should be now grouped. Now you're going to select both the image that you created and that white rectangle. Select them both. Go to the transform icon and align it to the right. Remember, everything on the right is the front of the cover and everything on the left is the back of the cover. So remember, align it to the right and align it to the bottom, and then group this entire thing together. And now you are done with your coloring book cover. Now we're going to start designing your coloring pages. Again, remember, right is front, back, the right is front, the left is the back. I provided this here so you can have a, let me bring it to the front, so you can have a reference on where to stop your image at. So if I select both, I'm gonna align it to the left and align it to the top, and you have to make sure that this image doesn't trespass this image here. If you want to use this, this is why I provided this. This is not, you're not gonna use this like as the cover and design this. This is just a reference so you know where to place the front and where to place the back. But if you feel like this is too complicated, I'm going to show you a technique. You're going to go here to your page setup. It is your first paper icon. You're going to unselect where it says show cut border. The cut border is that red outline right here. You're going to turn that off. All right. Now you're going to select the white piece, the white rectangle that I provided. You're going to go here to your transform icon. You're going to align it to the top, align it to the left. All right. And I'm not going to use this. Now you're going to go back to your page setup. you're gonna click on the second option here in your page setup, and I'm gonna turn all this off and the ruler. If you don't have your ruler on, click on your ruler so your ruler shows. After here, you're gonna turn on where it says show guides and snap to guides. All right, so turn those on. I'm going to exit. The reason why I made y'all do all this is because now from this ruler, I'm going to just click and drag. As you can see, there's a line popping up. All right, let me leave it there. So if you click on this rectangle, you see that the width of this rectangle is 7 inches. So half of 7 inch is 3.5, 3.5. So have this line go all the way to 3.5. So 3.5. You see? If I zoom in, you will see that this line is right in the middle. So you can use this guide to put one image here or one image there. If you feel like that was too complicated, then go ahead and just use this rectangle. So you will place this rectangle here, put your coloring page, and then put it here, and just make sure that whatever you put here does not overlap to the left, and whatever you put here does not overlap to the right, because when you fold the coloring page, then whatever overlap, you're not going to be able to see it. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, here is up to you. Do you want to add activity sheets? Do you want to add crossword puzzles? Do you want to add coloring pages? Again, and go to Google and type it dinosaur coloring pages. Click on images. These does not have to be a transparent background. You can just click on one, right click, copy the image, go into silhouette, right click and paste. All right, then you are going to size it down. It doesn't matter if it's a white background, because you're going to be printing the coloring pages on a white piece of paper. And have them all there. Don't forget, this cannot overlap this way. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my dinosaur coloring pages. Once you have all your coloring pages inside of your software, now you're going to decide what you wanted to go on the right and what you wanted to go on the left. Also, you're going to decide how many pages do you want. I'm only going to be printing out 3 pages. So remember, if you're printing 3 pages and you want them double-sided, you're going to need double the amount. So if it's 3 pages, so 3 times 2 is 6, and then 6 times 2 is 12. So I'm gonna need a total of 12 coloring pages or activity sheets and stuff like that. Now, you're just gonna go ahead and right click and duplicate that rectangle, and then you're going to align them all to the left, so they can be right at the left margin. So then right here, everything that guideline could be in the middle. All right, so start adding your coloring pages, and I am going to teach you how I'm going to print these double-sided. Now leave your rectangles right here so that guideline could show you exactly where the middle part is. Add your 6 front images first. Once you have all your images where they go, now I'm going to show you how you are going to print. You're going to go ahead first to your page setup. That is the first icon. And from here, you're going to select your media size. Media size is the paper size that you are going to be using. I'm going to select 8 by 11 because that is the paper size that I'm going to be using. And I'm going to turn on back my show cut border. Okay, don't forget that. So turn that back on, and now if you want, you can also delete that guideline, the blue line that we have there. You can also delete that. I don't have nothing grouped here yet, guys, so don't forget, I don't have nothing grouped. I'm gonna zoom in so you can see everything. And the cut border, the reason why I turn it on is so you can see that red cut line there, it's where when you print is gonna cut that out. So I'm moving everything to the side. I don't have nothing grouped, I just have everything selected and I'm moving it to the side. So I'm going to do that with all of my 3 pages. And if you're going to get confused, like I said, just turn off that guideline by clicking on it, right click and delete. Now just go ahead, place them 3 papers where you want them to go. Don't forget that once you print it, you can no longer move these rectangles so the back side can match perfectly. Once you are ready to print, you're going to click on your printer icon. From there, you're going to click on print, and then you're going to click on the printer that you're going to be using. I have an EcoTank 16600. Then I'm going to click on preferences. The paper source, I'm going to click on paper tray because I'm printing from the back. Then on document size 8 by 11 and my paper type premium presentation paper matte, I'm going to click on OK and then send this to print. Well, I'm just showing you here how to print, but I'm not going to print just yet. Now, when you printed that sheet out, do not move the rectangles. And then what you're going to do is you're going to click on one of the image and click delete on your keyboard and add the other image. You're going to add the other one, then you're going to click on one and delete it. And that's how you're going to do. And then you're going to insert your paper again and print on the other side. Do not move the rectangles, guys. I repeat, do not move them, because if you do, then it's not going to be aligned correctly. Okay, so now I'm going to show you if you want to add stickers in the back of your coloring book. Remember that same pink piece that we use as a reference for our coloring pages? You're going to use that same rectangle because that same rectangle is going to fit behind the coloring book cover. So if you haven't watched my print and cut tutorial, I have a whole separate video on how to do print and cut, and specifically on how to do stickers in that same video. But you're going to use, like I said, this rectangle as a reference, and I'm going to show you how. You are going to change the color of this paper. Now, it's up to you if you want to leave it a color, but I'm just going to change it to white. By clicking on the rectangle, go ahead to the fill icon and change it to white. Now you are going to add the PNG image that you want to use for stickers. I'm also going to add an offset around my sticker. So all you gotta do is click on all your images, go ahead and click on your offset icon, then click on offset and play around with the distance of your choice on how far you want that white border around your sticker, if you want a white border around them. Then once you're satisfied, then you can go ahead and change the color of your offset if that's what you want. I'm going to leave mine white. Then after I created the offset, I am going to center all my stickers into the white rectangle. Now, all my stickers are not grouped because I got to teach you something before you group these stickers together. You can actually group them right now so you can center them into the rectangle, but then after that you need to ungroup it. Now remember, nothing can be grouped. So your images, your offset, and the rectangle that you're going to be cutting out, none of this is cut. None of this is grouped. Now I'm going to show you on how to cut by line, because I want my stickers to be cut in a vinyl setting, but then I want my rectangle to get cut out completely out of the sticker paper. You need to go ahead and change your line colors, because we're going to be cutting out by line color, if that makes sense. You're going to see what I'm saying. So the rectangle, change that cut line to a different color. I'm going to just change it to black, and then my offset line color, I'm going to leave it on red. Make sure that all your images do not have a color. So if they do, go ahead and change it to transparent color. I left the offset color red, and I left the rectangle color on black. Now, I am going to go to my Send tab, and I'm going to show you the settings that I'm going to use. I am going to show you here, the machine is going to want to cut out everything here. I am going to click on the images, and I'm going to click on no cut, because I do not want the machine to cut out the images. I just want it to cut around the offset. So go ahead and click on the images and no cut, and repeat the same steps for all the images. Now when you click on no cut on the images, all you see is a red line around the offset and nothing else, and on the red rectangle, the line around the rectangle. Now you see here where it says simple line, fill, and layer. You're going to click on where it says line. You're going to see the color lines that you have here on this image. I'm not sure why it's showing teal, because I don't have nothing here with the teal line. So I'm just gonna uncheck that teal line, and the only lines that I should be selected is the red one and the black one, because those are the color lines that I have here selected. I'm going to move the red line all the way to the top, because I want my machine to cut out the outline of the stickers first, and then I'm going to move the black one under the red, so after it's done cutting the red line, it's going to cut around the box. Now the good thing about cutting by line is that you can change the settings to each cut line. Now for the red one, I'm going to click down on that arrow, and I'm going to choose vinyl setting, because that's how I want my stickers to get cut out. I don't want the full sticker to get cut out. So I'm going to choose my vinyl setting, and for the red line, that's my rectangle, I'm going to choose to just cut it all the way through. So I'm just going to use my cardstock setting. I'm not going to put the force so high, because my sticker paper is not so thick. So then you can also change the settings in the bottom once you select it. So I'm going to put my blade on 6. I'm going to put my force around 26, speed of 4, and 1 pass. Okay, so as you see here, you see me changing the settings for that, and that is for the black outline. Once you do all that you change all your settings, now you are all ready to go. Make sure that you turn on your machine, and once your machine says that it's ready, you are going to click on send and send it. First you need to print it and then cut it. Now because this is a print and cut, you must turn on your registration marks as well. But I'm not ready to print these out yet, so I'm just going to go ahead, select everything and group it, and move this all the way to the side. But I already have at least my settings set that I'm going to be cutting them out by line color. Okay, so I'm just going to move this to the side. So here we are, we're done with the stickers, we are done with the coloring book cover, and we are done with the coloring pages. Now I'm also going to show you how to make a charm if you want to add a charm. So how will you do a charm is you're going to just select a PNG image that you want to use. You are going to size the image to whatever size of your choice. Now I'm just using the front of my backpack as a reference on how big I want this charm. Then after you size it to the size that you want, go ahead and add an offset around your PNG image. So I went ahead and colored my offset so you can see it here on the screen. Then after you color your offset, now you're going to go ahead to your shapes on your left. I'm going to grab the circle shape, and while making the circle shape on my screen, I have my shift keys pressed down so it can be a full circle. Once you create a circle, now you're going to go ahead and click on internal offset. So go ahead and click on the offset icon and click an internal offset.
okay? Because we are making like a ring where your jump ring is going to get inside of this hole is where the jump ring is going to go attached to the backpack. So remember, click on the circle, go to the offset, click internal offset. You're going to select how thick you want your circle to be. So again, this is a personal preference. Just don't make it so thin because this is made out of cardstock and you don't want your cardstock to break, okay? So go ahead, put the distance of your choice. Once you like it, you're going to select both of those circles, go to your modify icon, and you're going to click on subtract. Do not move the circles, as you can see, because those circles are not grouped. Now go to your modify icon and click on subtract all. Now when you click on subtract all, click somewhere on your screen, remove that circle, and this is what you are left with. You can go ahead and color the circle if you want to see what's going on your screen. And then after that, you're going to place a circle wherever you want your loop to go. It could be in the front, in the back, in the middle. It is totally up to you. Now, you need to make sure that that circle is connecting with the offset. Remember that it has to connect with the offset, not with the actual image. Once you have it where you want, select the circle, select the offset by clicking, holding down your shift key, right click and weld. Now you welded these two pieces together. As you can see, it came to the front. Just right click and send it back to the back. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out two pieces of that orange offset, so it could be thicker. All you gotta do is right click and duplicate it and cut two. You can even cut 2 or 3 if you want it thicker. And there you have it. You created your own charm, guys. Okay guys, we finally are done with everything that we had to do. Now your next step is selecting the size of paper that you're going to be using to be cutting everything out. Don't forget that you need to go to your page setup, change your media size. I'm going to leave it on 12 by 12. I'm going to put the main piece there on a 12 by 12 because you can cut up to 2 pieces out of the 12 by 12 cardstock. Go to your send tab, go back to the simple. Remember, because I told you how to cut by line. Go back to the simple, select your cut settings. I'll be using blade of 6, force of 28, speed of 4, and 2 passes because I'll be using 100-pound cardstock. Then I'm going to click on send. Once I cut this out, then I'm going to add my other pieces. I recommend cutting out the main base and your pockets out of different color cardstock so they can just stand out a little bit more. So go ahead and add your pocket pieces, and don't forget to add the offset of the charms as well if you're going to be cutting them out of the same color cardstock. Then after you're done cutting all your main pieces, go ahead and change your media size to 8 by 11 because you are ready to do a print and cut. So in the page setup, change your media size to 8 by 11. Go to the third option there and turn on your registration marks. Go up on your all the way up on your thickness, and then start adding all your pieces that you are going to be doing a print and cut. The pieces for the main base and the pieces for your pocket and the image of your charm as well. Now don't forget that everything that goes outside of your red rectangle, your machine is not going to cut it. It's perfectly fine to have some stuff out of the red rectangle and you're going to manually cut it out by hand. But if you're not good with scissors, then you must have everything inside of the red rectangle so the machine can cut it. Then go ahead to the send tab and select your settings as well. I'm going to be using the same settings because I'm still using thick white cardstock to cut these pieces out. Before you send it to cut, of course, you need to print. So you're going to select your printer icon. You're going to select the printer that you're going to be using. Select your preferences there. I like my EcoTank 16600. My paper type is 8 by 11 and premium presentation paper matte. Send it to print. After you print, load your cardstock to your mat and send it to cut. Now it's time to print out your stickers using sticker paper. Add as many stickers fit in one sheet. Go ahead and go to the send tab. Change it from simple to line. All your settings should already be there if you follow the steps that I showed you guys. Then you're going to go ahead to your printer icon. You're going to select your settings and print it out. Once you print it, load your sticker paper onto your mat and click send to cut. All right, now you're all done, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to load the paper into my printer for the coloring sheets.
Okay, so this is how I do the double-sided printing. Once this sheet already came out, as you can see, I am going to leave it like this, face down. I am going to flip it. And now remember, this is upside down. I am going to put it back in the back. And now I am going to print the back side. Remember not to move your rectangles on your laptop or computer, so it could be at the same spot. Okay, so here is all your stuff cut out, printed, cut, all that stuff. So now we are going to start assembling everything, okay? First thing you need to do is score at your score marks. Now you're going to glue all your parts in the front and all your pieces in the back. Okay, your next step is this. Again, this is the optional part. If you want to add your eyelets or your grommets into the holes, you don't have to do that step, but I will be doing that. I will be adding grommets. Okay, with your tool, you should have got some instructions. You're going to look in here and see how you got to set yours. I'm going to be using the set that says eyelet and washers because they call that the grommets. They will also call them like that, eyelet and washers. So it says the top one has to be on A and the bottom on 2. So A2. So you're going to come over here and your pieces have a letter. Okay, let me see. See how right there it says D? So you need to check for the A. I hope you can see that, but right here it says A, so I'm gonna put it on the A, so the A, it's there, and then I'm gonna push it up, and then this is number 2. So if you don't have yours on 2, just lift it up and rotate it, and then make sure that you put it on 2. And then push it down. Okay, so that's 2 and that's A. Okay, okay, so here it'll show you that for here you got to put it there if you are going to be pushing for the eyelet or the grommet, and these are for the hole punch if you're going to be creating a hole. I don't have to create the hole because I already provided for you guys on the template, so the holes are already made for you. Okay, so you're going to leave it in the front to set the grommet. Okay, so one of them, the top part, which is this part, is going to go on the top. If it was too tight for you to insert the grommet or the eyelet, you can remake the hole with your hole puncher or just keep pushing it in. Okay, so as you can see right now it is inside. And now you're going to grab your washer, and if you don't know which side this goes, you can go ahead and watch other tutorials or read the instructions. So there's 2 sides of this, as you can see. Make sure you put it on this one with the groove, and there's another side without the groove. So the groove, you don't want it to be facing this way. You want the flat side to be facing the part that people are going to see, okay? So I like to just put the washer here on the tool. I'm going to put the flat side facing down. So I have the flat side facing down, and the one with the groove, I have it facing up. Then I'm just going to put this, so you see, make sure it's on there right. And then I'm just going to put this in carefully and have it lined up inside of that groove. Okay. And then you're just going to press down so you can set it, okay? Once you set it, it should look like this. Now with the eyelets, you're not gonna have that silver part in the back, okay? Okay, the amount of ribbon that you're going to use is totally up to you. I'll be doing both sizes so you can see the difference. This is the 1/4 and this is the 3/8. Now, again, you're gonna use whatever size, how long ribbon you want. Now, the first thing you need to do is you're going to insert it in here on the top hole, right? Like this. Then you're going to bring it back out. Make sure this stays nice and flat, not curved, so everything looks neat. Okay, now you're going to bring it to the bottom. And here you are going to glue it with a little bit of hot glue, okay? So just glue that part right there with hot glue. Okay, after you glue that part, now you are going to decide how big you want your straps, okay? Then you are now going to cut the other side, the one that's connected to the row, to put it in through the bottom. Now glue the other piece here. Once those two pieces are glued, fix your straps. so they can look even, and that is flat there. So then you are left like this. Okay, now we have to, you can either glue the crayon part first or the coloring book. I'll do the crayon part first because it's the much easier part. For the crayon holder, you just gotta push just little pieces up and fold them at the score mark. And you're going to glue the crayon part at the bottom, not here, because the coloring book is going to go here so it can hide that ribbon. So you're going to glue this right here. Okay, after you glue this, now grab your coloring book cover and fold it in half. Okay, and then also align your coloring sheets in the order you want them to go. Okay, so you see everything is facing the right way. Print it double-sided. Make sure that everything's aligned, and you're going to fold them in half. Okay, and this is gonna go in here. You're gonna get your stapler, and I'm gonna hold it like this with the cover facing up. I'm gonna put this right in here, and this is why I recommend getting the long reach stapler, because you can see you could put your stuff in there and then try to staple it right in the middle. And everything's so hard when I'm looking through the camera to work. Okay, and then make sure you fold. Now you are going to glue your book right on top of here, covering your ribbon. Okay, making sure that you don't go over the score marks. I'm just gonna use hot glue to go much faster, but you can use any glue of your choice. If you did the stickers, glue the paper in the back. Okay, the inside is done. Now we gotta go back to the outside and do the pockets. The reason why I didn't do the pockets first is because then it was gonna be too bulky to leave this flat when you was gluing all your stuff. So now turn your stuff around, and the pocket is going to be glued on this side here. Okay, so you're gonna grab your pocket pieces and you're going to glue all your pieces together on top of the pockets. Make sure you fold the score marks, and now this is how it's going to look. You do not glue the piece in the back, you will glue it here. Okay, Now you have two options. You can just glue the pocket shut, which that's what I'm going to do, or you can add a little Velcro dot here so they're also able to open the pocket, and you might have like a message here for them. I'm just going to do this as decoration purposes only, so I'm actually going to glue mine shut just like this, okay? The reason why I say add the piece of paper in the inside, so they're able to see some decoration in the inside as well. Here is the one pocket. Again, you can just put a piece of Velcro so they can open it, but I will be gluing it shut. Now it's time to add your pockets. Make sure that you do not add it too low or too to the top. So this is how it's going to look. Again, you also don't need to add pockets. If you want it just like that, you can leave it like this. So make sure, and look how good that align as well. If you do it the way that I told you how to design it, that will line up perfectly. All right, now you're going to decide where to add your pockets. So I know I want it, let me see, somewhere there. Okay, I think that's good right there. Now I'm just gonna add hot glue in the back. If you decided to go the charm route, you need to glue your two offsets together. And then you're going to glue your image on the top. You are going to grab your backpack and you are going to make a hole right here. Now I didn't provide it in the template because I know everybody's not going to want to add a charm, so this is optional as well. You're gonna go grab your Crop-a-Dile and make a hole. The 1/8 size is going to be perfect size for that. And if you are going to be adding a charm, and you can also add a 1/4 eyelet in here to make that hole more sturdy if you want as well. So go ahead and create the hole, put the eyelet if you want, and then we're going to put a jump ring through the charm to hook it up. It's done. Get your Velcro pieces to close up your backpack, and I will add a little bit of hot glue on mine. So place it around here, not so up so you don't interfere with the jump ring from the charm. So I'm gonna put it around here. Now I will add hot glue on both sides. Once you added hot glue on the other side and have it together, make sure let me put this back. Make sure that you have everything how it's supposed to go. Bring this part down and align it really good and hold it and press. And now when they open it, it's like that. All right, now I'll do the same thing with the other one. If you don't like this coming up like this, just put a little bit of glue there and then pull it so it can stay flat. All right, so just put a little bit of glue. Okay, so now you're going to grab a jump ring and you are going to open it with your tools. You're going to grab the charm, and then you can do a smaller charm than this. It doesn't even matter the size that you do. You're going to put it on your charm, and you can add 1 or 2 jump rings, and then you're just going to put it through here and then use your tools to close it up. Alright guys, here is the final result. I know y'all was on here watching for so long, but we are at the finish line. So here is how they turned out. They turned out super cute. I know some people's gonna say, well, how much can we charge for this? I say no lower than $8 each, as you can see. Again, don't forget that you can leave the pockets with a Velcro dot if you want to add something inside, but I just think that's a little bit too much. This is the back. And now let's open it. If you want a tutorial on how to customize your own crayons, of course, comment down below and I'll do a separate tutorial. But you don't have to customize them. You can leave them just how they came. And here is the coloring book. And then the stickers at the end. So that one is, and then this one was the other one with the 1 pocket. Same thing, just 1 pocket. And so all they gotta do is go ahead and peel the stickers. Right, so I hope you guys enjoy this video. I know it was long, I apologize, but I like to explain everything. I hope you guys try out this new template. I was very excited to create this for you guys. If you do, I would love to see your work. Go ahead and join my Facebook group, Andrina's Creations Crafting Lounge, because I would love to see what you guys come up. Don't forget that you don't have to add the pockets like I said before. You can make them however you would like. Don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell to get notified every time I upload new videos. I have a lot more new templates coming out this year, so stay tuned. Again, thank you guys for the continuous support, and I can't wait to come back and show you more. I hope everyone's having a blessed day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.